Hey everyone, welcome to episode 18 of Universe 7, a Dragon Ball podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mason.
And today we're going to be talking about episodes 16 and 88 of Dragon Ball Super. What did you think of this episode?
It was pretty good, man.
Did you like it better than last week?
No, not better than last week. I mean, it was fine. I mean, I like Mr. Satan. You know I do.
I know, you love Vegeta.
I'm saying the episode was really good. I think last week's episode was better because it was such a breath of fresh air. And I think just kind of the transition between what we had been getting and that episode just makes it overall better because it was just something different. And like this is still like a very, very good episode, but I guess that feeling puts it over the top for me.
Okay. Well, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. How's your week been going?
It's pretty good. I finally got my old roommate out, new roommate in, and the giant hole in my ceiling is fixed as of today. So
nice.
Things are falling back into place. So that's pretty nice too. Besides that, didn't really do a whole lot. It was our older brother's birthday on the 26th, so we didn't really get together much with him, yet at least. He's busy. He works like an overnight schedule, so he's hard to nail down for a specific time. That and it's also our stepmother's birthday today. Happy birthday, Maria.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. But besides that, I didn't really have too much going on. Just kind of getting ready for the guy to come in, getting like the house cleaned up and everything vacuumed in the room and stuff. How about you? Anything crazy going on for you?
There's 9 cats in my house.
There are 9 cats in your house, and all the little cats smell terrible.
Yeah. We're fostering 5 kittens. We will not be keeping them. We are fostering them.
That's what they said the last time that they fostered a cat, too.
Yeah,
and
that was 1 cat, and that put us up to 4.
They have 4 total cats in their house.
5 is way too many.
So they'll have 9 total by the time things are done.
No, they're all leaving.
Yeah, hopefully I can take one of them. I'll have to see what Kayla thinks about it, but we'll see.
Odds are low.
Yeah, they're not great. That's it, man. We're anything else besides the cat situation?
Nope, that's it. So let's
keeping you busy.
Let's go ahead and get into some feedback.
Yeah, for sure.
We got a little bit on Facebook and some on iTunes.
Yeah.
So first one is from Frankie in California. It's not really feedback, but it's just a general comment on our Facebook page. I disagree with Goku being a bad father. Discuss.
He's a bad dad. I have nothing to say. He's not a dad. He's just the guy that gave the juices for birth, and then he didn't really do much.
You're trying your hardest to make this podcast reach the explicit section.
No, I'm not. I could, but I won't do that. But he really doesn't do much. Chi-Chi does all the raising of the kids, does pretty much everything. He teaches them how to fight. He teaches his kids how to fight, and that's it.
He played airplane with Goten.
He was dead, man.
So?
He didn't.
He was still there. I don't think he's a bad dad. I think he's a...
Bad dad?
No, I just don't think he's set up to be a good dad. You don't have to be... Just because you're not a bad dad doesn't mean you're a great dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, consider one that he's a Saiyan. And I know you're going to be like, well, Vegeta's a good dad, blah, blah, blah.
He is a good dad.
Vegeta also never took a blow to the head that seriously, messed him up.
I mean, he's been in fights.
He's been in fights, but nothing that, did Vegeta ever take a punch and all of a sudden he completely did a 180 personality-wise? No.
He is pretty much a 180 personality-wise nowadays.
That's from natural development, though, not from...
Goku doesn't have natural development. He doesn't have it within him to have that.
You know why?
Not because of that.
Because of brain damage from falling on the head as a baby.
Well, then you shouldn't have kids if you have... Well, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, we're going to not go there. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's my opinion on this already.
Next one is from Brent in New Hampshire. Says, I agree with you guys that this last episode was a nice breath of fresh air. I'm interested to see how it will differ from the Resurrection F movie. So he's talking about this current arc that we're starting here.
Right.
It'll be fun.
It's actually
it's been a long
time
since
I watched the last when we were watching the Japanese. I really enjoy it. The fight scenes are a lot better, and if you're one of the people that likes action, the action aspect of Dragon Ball, which I'm assuming most of you do, the fights are way better than what happened in the Battle of Gods arc.
Battle of Gods?
Battle of Gods arc.
See, where he's talking Resurrection F arc and Resurrection F movie.
No, I know. I'm just saying, if you're looking forward to this arc, like, the fights are going to be better than what we've seen previously, regardless of.
That's not a tough bar to reach, though.
That's what I'm saying. But it's nice to actually have some good fights because, like, that is a pretty big point of Dragon Ball. So we get some actual decent action scenes from going forward. Yeah. It's kind of a mess of an arc if I can put it out of, like, just get it out there, because the whole Resurrection F thing in general doesn't really make a lick of sense.
Yeah, and we're not going to get too far into it because we don't want to spoil it for anybody. Even though most of you know what we're talking about, for the one person out there that doesn't, we're going to steer clear of spoiling you guys on stuff.
I'm just going to say that it's a real mess, like the arc is, but we'll get to it when we get there.
Yeah, we'll crucify it when we get to it.
Yeah, for sure.
And Brent also sent us a link to Dragon Ball Goats, which, did you see it?
I did not.
No, I
What is it?
You're going to have to look on our Facebook page to find out.
You haven't checked it out?
No, I have, but I'm not going to describe it here because you guys need to go on our Facebook page and watch it.
That's fair. Hey,
we have 99 likes.
Damn it. We're close, man.
So,
one more. Somebody...
Go like our Facebook page and watch the Dragon Ball Goats video. That'll be up by the time this podcast is out.
Horrifying.
It's awesome.
All right, well, I'll let you guys know next week what I think about it.
All right. This next one you can take.
Latrell says 3 comments, and it just says "fuck it" with exclamation points. 3 exclamation points to be exact.
Now, when I typed in 3 comments there, it was because each word and exclamation point was its own comment.
Fuck it.
And then exclamation points.
Thanks, Latrell. That's tight, man.
Yeah.
No, I get what you mean with it.
I don't, so...
No, dude, you did good. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Latrell didn't... Yeah, we don't know where he's from. We just know his name's Latrell, and he likes to swear at us.
I'm cool with it, man. Keep it coming.
All right, and last piece of feedback that we have before we get into the iTunes stuff from Marissa in Oregon. Another thing, you guys will have to go to our Facebook page to check out, but she said, saw this on Instagram and thought about you guys. We discussed this early in the Battle of Gods arc.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Go check that out.
Go check it out.
Funny.
It's, just to give you a hint, it involves Old Kai and it's really pervy. And
which is his entire character. So.
Yeah, so go check that out on our Facebook page. You'll see it in the visitor posts area, and you'll know what we're talking about.
Yes.
All right, on to iTunes.
We got another one, man.
Yeah, another 5-star review.
Thank God. I'm waiting for a 1-star. We'll get it one day, I'm sure. Where we just piss somebody off because they left some sort of feedback and then I didn't agree with that.
Probably. It's probably going to be from Latrell.
Hopefully. Latrell, don't do it, man.
Don't do it.
You love us.
Yeah, we got a 5-star review on iTunes, which I know we said it a couple weeks ago. Those are huge, guys. Please, if you have a minute on your iPhone, just go to the podcasts app, search for the show, click on the reviews tab, and write us a quick review.
Just be like, this is a cool podcast.
For real. Just
That's it.
We're
looking to be more visible, honestly. We just want to reach new audience, and it's hard to do if we're not being pushed by reviews on iTunes.
And it's very unlikely that we'll ever hit like a
chart.
Gonna
hit a chart. I mean, it's too much of a podcast.
The more you guys leave reviews on iTunes, the higher we go up when somebody goes to the podcast app and searches for Dragon Ball.
Exactly.
So if you guys could take a minute to do that, just pause
tight.
the podcast real quick, leave us a quick review, and we'll still be here waiting when you get back. So this review is from John H. 5150. It says, I have loved all the episodes so far of the podcast. Keep up the great work. Can't wait until the English dub reaches the blank saga.
Won't discuss that.
We're not going to discuss that because it's a spoiler, because we don't want to spoil you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't wait either.
Yeah, if you've heard us talking about it, we're furious constantly, just waiting for the actual new content to come along. So we 100% agree with you, man.
Yeah, and I will stick to my promise that I made. If you want me to send you a handwritten thank you note, I will, John. So reach out to us on Facebook.
Yeah, John. And I have a hard time believing you loved all the episodes, because the first one for sure was a real nightmare. The audio was trash.
Audio-wise, yeah. This is before we figured out what room to
actually
plant ourselves in.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully we keep getting better. Thanks, John. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for all the feedback, everybody. That's it for our feedback section. So you ready to go ahead and get into the dub section?
I'm ready, baby.
All right. Today's sponsor for the dub section is HelloFresh. And they're a normal, like, podcast sponsor, so I actually have to come out and say that they're totally not an actual sponsor.
But how's it treating you, man?
It's real good. We got our trial box, which had 3 meals. We had the cumin spiced steak with cocois. I don't know what they're called.
Couscous?
Couscous.
There you
go.
go.
Couscous and a spinach and red pepper salad, and it was great. So, if you guys want to take a box that says it'll take 45 minutes for you to cook a meal, and instead it takes you an hour and a half.
I think that's just because you're probably bad at it, though.
I did my best. It tasted good. If you guys want a meal that says it's supposed to be done in 45 minutes, but in all reality it'll probably take you over an hour, try out HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com/Universe7Pod, and it'll give you a 404 error not found.
Yes.
And then instead just go to HelloFresh.com, I don't know, /Lore Podcast or something
right.
like that.
Something that actually legitimately has ad reads.
Go there and get something % off of your first order. It's actually really good. Julie and I signed up for it for at least a month. So we're going to get 12 meals.
Let me know how it turns out at the end of the month, and I'll consider doing it.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. It's fun to cook.
I think I'll just get Blue Apron though, just because you have that, and I don't want to do the same thing
It's
as
fine.
you.
Settle for subpar food. That's not my problem. So yeah, our sponsor this week for the dub is
Blue Apron.
HelloFresh. All right, let's go ahead and get into the recap.
Vegeta becomes a student. Win over Whis.
All right, and we're back for the recap here. Two things that I want to get off my chest.
Go for it.
Right before we start this.
Sure.
One, I still hate the announcer.
Yeah,
the way he announced this one.
This one was real weird. What was that about? Like, he said, what was the one thing that bothered me? I can't even remember.
The thing that bothered me was the second half of the title. He said, Vegeta win over Whis, and the way he said it.
He fought him and won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Win over Whis.
Pretty rough.
And I almost would rather them...
Oh, yeah. He also said, nipped it in the butt when he was like... when Goku...
Doing last week on...
Yeah. Well, he's like, last week, Goku wanted to go train at North Kai's planet, and Chi-Chi nipped that in the butt. And I was like, yikes, that was rough. For some reason, that really bugged me. I don't know why.
I don't mind him doing, the last week on Dragon Ball Super.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't like him reading the episode titles because he doesn't seem to do any of them justice. I would almost rather
It's like he doesn't know how sentences are supposed to work.
Well, I'd just rather them play music and let us read it like they did in the old Dragon Ball Z days.
Yeah. Just rock the dragon over it.
No, just the Josetsu Dynamic little instrumental there. Just play it over it and let us read it.
I'm into it.
Then I won't be bothered, and then I can podcast happy.
That's not true.
It's true. I'm furious right now because also the other thing that's been driving me crazy is the fact that every other week now they're switching between doing half of the intro or the full intro.
Yeah, why? And they obviously did that with the last outro too, where they were switching between Japanese and English. Pick one. Just pick one. I don't even care if it bothers me every single time. Just pick one or the other because it's bothering me that it's not cohesive.
Well, the reason I think that they're cutting it in half is because of ad time.
Sure.
And I feel like I could be wrong, but when they did the full intro a couple weeks in a row there. I feel like they didn't have as many commercials. That's probably why, we don't have a ton of commercials this time, or at least we don't have as many as in a normal week.
You have to still fill the time slot.
So let's just go ahead and give them the full intro.
Why? But why would there be less ad time?
I don't know.
That's so weird to me. I don't understand. I don't know how TV works, man.
They knew that episode was going to be trash, so they didn't want to run their ad there. It was
That's fair.
Energy dragons in the sky. They saw it and they're like, nope, no,
not
we're
this
not.
one. We're not gonna.
Yeah,
we're not gonna condone this.
Yeah. Yeah, those are my two big complaints before we get into the recap here.
Hey, they're logical complaints, man. I get it. Yeah. And it's right at the very beginning of the episode, so I'm sure that's always a good way to start it.
Yeah. Hey, Toonami.
Get it together.
Get your head out of your ass.
That's it. That's all we ask. Yeah, that's it, man. Let's move on from there and try and be a little happier about it.
All right, that's my low. I'm done.
Fair enough.
Go ahead and do the recap by yourself.
Do the damn
here.
thing.
I'm out of here.
So in this one, Ash and Pikachu.
Okay, so this episode starts out on the world of the Kais, and Okai and Kibito Kai are, well, I think it was Kibito Kai who first said something.
Yeah, something about like the
wondering
planets
why-
vanishing,
Yeah, planets they're completely vanishing.
not being
And
destroyed.
He thought that it. Well, Okai had said, was it Beerus? It's
Right.
probably Beerus, and Kibito Kai was like, well, no, I don't think so, because there's no rubble or anything.
It's just like they vanished in thin air, like magic.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So, pretty strange.
Really
Not sure what that's about. Just
I have no
big
idea.
ass planets just vanishing.
I have no idea what it's about.
It's energy dragons in the sky.
Okay.
That's all, man. It's
So you're saying they
Like-
created those energy dragons and they just flew away?
no. I'm talking about those planets witness that happened. They're like, we can't exist anymore. This is a nightmare. So they just disappeared.
They're looking up in the sky and they're like, this show sucks.
They're like, Jesus, man, and then they just quit, and they were blinked out of existence.
okay.
Pretty logical, right? I think that's my best guess.
I think so. Man, that really threw me off.
Sorry, man.
Just thinking-
Keep going.
So yeah, they're discussing, trying to figure out what's going on here when Okai gets distracted and he starts getting real pervy again.
So we think.
So we think. He's not like, ooh, baby, just...
A little to the right so I can get a good look. And it's like, yikes. Like, we know what this is about. And, man, those guys have some good eyesight.
They do.
Could you imagine? You can barely see 10 feet in front of you. How can these guys can see across the universe?
I can barely read the words on my notes here in front of me.
I think you need
And
new,
I have
new
them,
glasses.
I
man.
have them bolded.
The entire thing bolded. You should have just done larger text size, maybe? That would help, probably.
No.
Okay, I'm just trying to give you some ideas. I don't know why you're fighting me about it.
So, anyway, the Supreme Kai is appalled because he thinks he's spying on women in the shower or something like that.
Yes, which, I mean, stands to reason.
Yeah, it's not. It wouldn't be an out of the ordinary thing for him to do if what we know about him is true, and it is true.
It sure is.
He's an intergalactic perv.
Yeah, that guy can spy on anybody. That's terrifying.
He's probably spied on you.
We're talking to all of you out there. This second.
Think about that.
Cover yourselves. You're never alone.
But turns out he's watching beetles fight each other.
Yeah, horned beetles fight. Which, honestly, I don't know if I'm convinced about. I think you just...
No, it was because that's what the cartoon told us.
I think they're lying. I think he did. I think he was doing the other thing. He's a real scumbag.
All right. Well,
Isn't he half woman?
yeah.
That's so weird.
Man, I don't want to think about that anymore. This just got really weird. Let's move on. Let's go to the next scene. We're on Earth and Goku's driving his tractor. It's pretty reminiscent of the first episode.
But he's fast asleep, man.
Yeah.
He's not paying a lick of attention to what's going on.
He's even like accidentally steering it with his feet because his feet are up on the steering wheel while he's trying to take a nap.
And now I'm not a farmer, so I'm not going to claim to know how like a tiller works, but I don't think that's how it's supposed to be used. But I could be completely wrong, so just a disclaimer, I'm not a farmer.
I'm a farmer.
Are you?
No.
That's weird.
I'm not.
Considering I've known you for a while and this is the first I've heard about it.
Yeah, I'm not even close to being a farmer, but yeah. So he's driving that around. Somehow he isn't driving off the cliff. He even got really close and then hit a bump and it made his legs turn the tractor right and all that stuff. But then Krillin comes flying in, and
He almost gets run over by that thing too.
yeah, and then the tractor backfires
Wakes him up.
and wakes Goku up. And he's like, "Oh, hey Krillin, what's going on, buddy? Hey, can you drive this thing?"
He's like, I can feel myself getting weaker by the second. Like, I can't drive this thing all day. I need to start training again.
Yeah, and he gives
Yeah.
like a quick little speech before that about how Chi-Chi wants him to
Being
be
strict again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's being more strict than she ever was with Gohan, and because he's going to be a grandpa,
Has
he
to
needs
actually act like an adult. And
Yeah.
Krillin's like, man, that's the most demanding anybody's ever been of you. Like, that's the worst thing she could have asked of you.
But is what he's like, yeah, enough about her. Hey, can you drive this thing?
And he's like,
But it's funny because he has Goten the same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And Krillin's like, yeah, whatever. It's weird that, and like you said, he talks about how he can feel himself getting weaker just sitting on that thing, and Krillin talks about how the gap between them is just widening and widening.
Obviously, like, never gonna catch him. Like, not a chance in hell. But we get some, like, cool flashbacks to Dragon Ball and, like, when they trained as kids and all that kind of stuff.
When they were semi-close.
Yeah, like, clearly Goku's always been, like, that bit stronger, but, like, they were actually really close in strength back then.
And, you want to go ahead and take this part?
Which one? Oh, the
Krillin's request.
After?
Yeah.
Okay, so after that whole, like, little reminiscent thing, Goku's like, yeah, pretty crazy, right? And you're also still the same size as you used to be.
Yeah.
And then Krillin gets pretty offended. He's like, hey, man, like, what the hell? He's like, I didn't mean anything bad by it.
It wasn't a bad thing.
It's just true.
Just an observation.
Yeah. But after that, Krillin kind of, like, loses his damn mind and asks Goku to just punch him in the face as hard as he can, pretty much. He's like, I need to know exactly how strong you've gotten, and apparently there's no better way to do that than tanking a Goku punch right to the face.
They can sense energy.
I know. I'm just saying, why did he lose his mind? And Krillin's like, I need you to do it. I need to know. He was like begging for it, and Goku's like, it's really gonna hurt. And we get this like, it's really, really gonna hurt. And then Krillin's like, punch me in the face. He doesn't do that, but, you know, pretty much.
He's a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, and then Goku, he's like, all right, man, winds up. And, like, the way he punches his face goes into his head.
His face caves in.
It looks like his head's going to explode into a million pieces. And the dude just flies. Like, he goes forever. And he goes through, like, mountains, trees, and then through somebody's house even, ruins their nice dinner
They didn't react.
No, they're just like, whatever, man. That seems to happen a lot to them. Not sure. But Goku uses instant transmission because he's going to be a good friend. He's going to go catch him. Gets there. He's like, I gotcha. Completely misses, obviously, because he's off target, which is weird because it would put you right where you want to be.
It was just for comedic relief.
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, Krillin hits the wall and he's like pretty much dead. I'm shocked he's not dead, actually. So that's pretty much it. It was the best part of the show to me. I love it. Anytime that Krillin gets hurt, it's pretty great.
And Krillin own count just keeps rising and rising.
And it will continue until the end of time, so I hear.
So then we jump to Krillin's house. Mm-hmm. What was it, Krillin's house, or was it Goku
It was
Chi-Chi's?
Yeah, it was Goku and Chi-Chi's.
Yeah. And 18 is treating Krillin's wound.
And he's like, what the hell? Like, did you lose it? Like, why would you ask that guy to do that to you?
Well, it looks like he had the biggest allergic reaction ever, and it sounds like it too, because even when he's talking, you can hear, like, he's all swollen and purple, and...
That guy should be dead. That guy has serious brain damage after that, though.
Yeah. Not as much brain damage as Goku, though, when he fell as a baby. Call back.
We're over it.
So yeah, she asked what he was thinking, and he's like, well, I just wanted to know if I made the right decision giving up martial arts when I did.
I sure did.
Yeah, I definitely did.
You did the right thing, Krillin. Nobody wants to see you be a martial artist anymore.
What's funny to me is that we get a little scene of Goku flying Krillin over to...
And he's like delirious and looks like he's having a fever dream.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, Goku, you're so strong. You're gonna get even stronger. And then we flash back to Goku at his farm, which apparently Goku just knocked Krillin's lights out and just dropped him off and left.
Sounds like Goku, sure.
Well,
18, take care of this guy. It's your husband.
Yeah, unless Chi-Chi told him to get back out there.
That would make more sense than anything.
But since he's out there, he's like, well, nobody's around here. Time to train. Turns into a Super Saiyan, and that's the last.
I like the farmer get up Super Saiyan so much.
It's so cool. Yeah.
If I was to ever get an action figure, it'd be Farmer Super Saiyan Goku.
Ooh, we need to look into that.
That'd be tight.
Farmer Super Saiyan Goku is now the official mascot.
It's actually the new name of the podcast.
Farmer Super Saiyan Goku.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball podcast.
If you guys want to send us a Farmer Super Saiyan Goku action figure, if you have it, Nick's address is...
My address is... Yeah, no, we're not doing that. So that's the last we see Goku this episode. He just starts training.
Yeah.
And then we jump over to Vegeta.
And he's having a bad day.
I hate these scenes.
You don't like him?
No.
Whatever.
He's all this talk about training. I'm going to get better. How are you training? You're standing on a rock in the rain.
He yelled real loud.
And yelling.
He yelled. That's how
It's so stupid.
It's alright, man.
Did you like it?
I didn't hate it because that's what he's always done. He always just goes when he gets pissed off, he goes and stands and looks off a cliff. Did it in the Android Saga when 18 beat the hell out of him. That's what he does, man.
I know
Whatever.
it's what he does, but
I'm over it.
the wall he has to climb this time is so much higher than anything he's ever had to do before.
He realizes that.
I know. But I mean, the fact that all you're doing is I'm going to stand on this one and scream and power up.
Well,
he's
just throwing his Prince temper tantrums. Really, it's not like him.
He's training. Apparently, that's his training.
That's not training. Him training is the gravity.
According to Dragon Ball Super, he's training.
Well, he's just yelling.
I hate it. I hate it.
It's all right, man. You're an angry one today. I thought you liked this episode.
I did, but I didn't like this scene. I didn't like it.
All right, that's fine, man. I get it.
And thankfully that ends because Vegeta decides to go home.
Before that, though, we're out with Whis and Bulma.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and take that.
Bulma actually is apparently been spending a lot of time with Whis, which is weird, I guess.
Would you not want to spend time with your daddy?
What? Sure. Yeah, that was weird. Threw me off for a minute, but we're back. They've been spending a lot of time together. I guess Bulma's been taking him out to lunch when he's free. So she brought him to the sushi place. They're trying all this kind of stuff. We get awesome Whis scenes where he's just losing his shit over the most basic of sushis.
Was that sushi? Because
yeah, it was
they were frying everything.
Yeah, there's fried sushi rolls.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't think it was sushi. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it's shrimp tempura. Shrimp tempura.
Scrimp. Scrimps.
Scallops?
No, scrimp tempura.
Gross.
That's what he's eating. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, so he's just kind of losing it over all this food, and he's having a good old time.
It doesn't get old, though. That's the
No,
thing.
not at all. I'm not upset about this scene at all. Whis is great. Bulma's just kind of trying to cozy up to him to make sure her family's going to be safe if Beerus decides to ever come back and actually finish the job this time.
He doesn't really give...
He's like, I can't promise anything. He really doesn't give her any hope at all, so he's just kind of coming back and riding off some free, delicious food and not really giving Bulma anything in return.
I don't blame him.
I don't either. If I was him, and Beerus is asleep, what else are you going to do? Come back and get some food at least.
What does he do?
He's got to just sit around all day, right? Well, now he goes to Earth, apparently.
I know, but that's now. But before, you sat around for 1,000 years.
Yeah, pretty much. Probably.
Or however long.
39 years the last time or whatever.
Yikes.
Yeah, that'd be a real boring life.
There's only so much you can clean.
Yeah. Well, he's got that staff, too. You could really watch any TV program he wanted as well.
Watch his One Punch Man?
Probably.
All right. Yeah. Whis and Bulma are on their taste testing expedition. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, lunch date.
Yeah. And eventually, after going to a couple... Well, not a couple...
They're just having a few dishes.
Yeah, trying a couple different things. They go back to Capsule Corporation. Yeah. And this is when Vegeta comes back from training.
He's he goes underneath this little faucet out in the yard. He looks like a dog, and he's drinking it the water out of the faucet like a freak. That. It was good. It showed he was exhausted from screaming. So I'm sure you like that.
Yeah, any moment where Vegeta isn't brooding and screaming is a good moment for
Vegeta had some real good dialogue in this one, actually.
Yeah.
After that, not after that. Bulma actually just comes out and is like, "Hey, about time you're home early." Actually, I didn't expect you to come home this early, but she's pissed off because he's still been gone for a long time.
Well, not even that he's been gone for a long time. The fact that he came home filthy.
Yeah. So.
And just you come in and you track your mud all over, and
he's not even saying a word to her. He's just letting her get it out of her system.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
And then he catches sight of Whis.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, "What are you doing here?" Or he's just like, "Is Beerus here?" He's obviously panicking because he doesn't want Beerus to... Or, not really.
No, he's not panicking.
He wants to... I lied. He wants to go see Beerus to fight him. And he calls... He called him a feline, so that was kind of funny.
Stupid Vegeta. Stupid Vegeta.
Like, he understands how he can't win, right? Like,
No, he doesn't.
Not a chance he can win.
Why in the world would you even go think about going to fight if you thought you couldn't win? He legitimately thinks he can show him the power of a Saiyan.
He's delusional, man. Like, that's all there is to it.
Didn't you say Vegeta wasn't brain damaged? Or was that me?
No, you said he wasn't brain damaged.
Yeah, I take that back. Because he's obviously brain damaged.
Yep.
He should get the Joker tattoo damaged on his forehead.
Gross. Suicide Squad's a terrible movie.
Never seen it. Don't plan on it. And Whis is like, no.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Why would I ever do that?
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of get this quick scene where Bulma
like drags him off and like has to be like, hey man, don't ruin this for me. I'm just making sure, because obviously Goku can beat him with that, and like that's even with help from Shenron. Like, you can't beat him, so I'm trying to get this guy to keep our family safe, so don't F this up for me, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
So,
but before that, don't we get that moment where crap, I'm trying to remember, where Vegeta calls her babe?
Yeah,
it's before this.
Was it before?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. They're like, Bulma says to...
Well, Whis asks... Vegeta asks Whis what the hell he's doing there.
Yeah.
And Bulma's like, well, we're...
He's been stopping by from time to time. We'll go get lunch. Pretty much. And like, she's just telling him that like they're hanging out pretty much. And
Vegeta's like, what? And he's like, oh, you don't...
I understand you're jealous because of this like charming,
handsome alien is going out to
lunch with your wife.
With your beautiful
and she's like, I don't give a damn about that.
She's like, what? Seriously? Can't you just pretend? And he goes, okay, fine, babe. Where's Beerus?
It's good. The whole scene was actually really pretty spot on. Just dialogue wise, yeah. I love the little stuff they're throwing in, and they seem to be doing it every week now. Because like obviously that wasn't.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Not at all. So like they're just throwing stuff in. I think it's going to continue to be that way, which is nice. So.
Yeah, and they're doing his character justice. They're not like making additions for the sake of adding little things. Like the things that they're adding seem to be in character.
Yeah, I mean like you said, it's in character for sure. I agree.
But yeah, Whis and Bulma and Vegeta are all talking, and Bulma's like, hey, let's go, Whis. Sorry, Vegeta's being an idiot, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, it's no problem at all. And they start to walk away,
and he's like, don't walk away from me. He's like, fine, I'll stop you by force. And then Vegeta kind of gets like frozen in his tracks. He's like, why can't I move? Like there's this energy around this guy. And then Whis is like looking back at him, and he just like smiles. And like Vegeta, obviously, he's like, "There's something." Totally.
Yes, he's like, "What or what or
what
who
is
the
this
hell
guy?
Are you?"
Yeah.
And Whis is like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
He's
did
like,
I not tell you? I'm actually Lord Beerus's teacher."
Yeah. So there's the drop. Now you guys know.
Yeah, we got it a lot later than we did in
the actual Gods. Yeah, that was at the very
in the movie. Beerus just says it right after finishing fighting Goku.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, yeah, sorry, you're not the strongest that I fought. It's my attendant Whis over there. He's actually my teacher.
Mm-hmm. So. And then Bulma's pretty shocked too, and she's like, for real? Does that mean you're stronger than Beerus? And he's like, I wouldn't say that. But he is. He's just a real not as good guy.
Yeah, Toriyama, and these numbers are not official by any means, but Toriyama said like, let's say Goku and Vegeta are an 8.
It was a 7.
Whatever. Beerus is a 10. Whis is 15.
Yeah.
Like, he's much stronger.
Off the charts, man.
But, yeah, that's the big revelation of this episode is that Whis is not only stronger than Beerus, he's also his master.
Whis is daddy.
Whis is daddy. Beerus is daddy.
Yeah.
His fighting daddy.
And his real daddy.
Yeah. And, Whis actually gives Vegeta
some feedback.
Yeah. And his fighting is like, you seem to do all your training in just raw power, brute force.
Mm-hmm.
But how did he explain it?
He said, you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You need to be able to learn to control your energy. And he's like, if you do that, you might even be able to surpass that other Saiyan that always seems to be one step ahead of you.
Which,
He's
don't
like,
press the Goku button.
Yeah.
But in this case, it worked, actually.
Yeah.
Because the next thing we see is Vegeta jumping in front of Whis and kneeling before him.
And he's like, please take me and teach me how to do this. Can you teach me how to do this? And Vegeta's like, stop being so rude and idiot. And then Whis is like, yeah, I'll teach you how.
Well, Bulma said that, not Vegeta.
Yeah, sorry. Whis, after that, said, I'll teach you how.
Oh, I neglect to mention? I probably should have led with this.
But
if you become a destroyer one day.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh. And then he just keep on walking past because he knows he's not going to say yes to that.
Yeah. They're going to get dessert.
Mm-hmm.
Which apparently is at this place that only makes 5 of this dessert today. I didn't catch the name.
It's a place.
Yeah. They make really good desserts. You
Sure.
guys should go there sometime when you're in Anime Land.
Anime Land. Is that's the name of the place?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
But, yeah, he's...
he's walking away, and Vegeta's like, wait, how about if I give you the best food in the world, you teach me? And then Bulma's pissed because he's trying to pretty much steal Whis away from her for the day. But he's like...
And take her idea, too.
Pretty much. And... yeah, Whis is like, and Vegeta's like, this is something you do not want to pass up. And it was like, it was pretty good.
Like a teenage girl in high school.
It was awesome.
Oh, man.
It was gross, but it was awesome. And then Whis is like, sorry, Bulma, I'm going to have to go with him on this one. And then they go to this like little montage of them. Kind of, not montage, but they go to pretty much all the exact same places that
Which we didn't know. Vegeta spends all this time talking about like this. You're gonna try this, and it's all this and this and this, and goes, "Oh yeah, we tried this last time."
He's like, "Oh yeah, that was great."
Yeah, and we just go through 4 or 5 restaurants, which turns out Bulma has already brought Whis to, so he's not having.
He's
any
running
luck
out of stuff. And he's like, "Whatever, man. I'm gonna cook you stuff by myself. I'm gonna cook you something for me then." And it's
a rice omelet.
Yeah, rice omelet. That sounds disgusting, by the way. Just eggs and rice.
Vegeta's world famous rice omelet.
Ice omelet. He throws the spatula up in the air and it lands in the sink. Why is that stuff all outside, by the way? Why aren't they inside? That was weird. Just a little thing I'd like to
They're
throw
rich.
out
They
there.
can do whatever the hell they want.
That's true.
But yeah, he's trying to crack all these eggs. He's trying to be
It's
super
so
gentle.
good. He's like, come on, gentle, just the fingertips. Breaks pretty much every single one of them.
Yeah.
And
one even hatches at the end.
he was like, weakling Charles. He was like getting real pissed about it. And then, yeah, one hatches into an actual chicken, which super scary. What if he crushed it?
Nah, he didn't. It's okay.
The chicken would die.
But it was a really fun scene. Vegeta's wearing an apron and everything.
Yeah.
And Bulma and Whis are like, oh. Well, Bulma thinks it's hilarious.
Bulma was like, yeah,
you've never made an omelet in your life. And Whis is like, oh, what a shame. Let's go, Bulma. And then...
Well, before... Vegeta, after she said that, he was like, who are you to talk this microwave dinner once a week? Like, yeah, it's pretty good. And then he gets an idea, and he's like,
Whis, tell me everything she's fed you.
Yeah, so he points out, or he says all the stuff they ate, and it was all like really nice dining food. And he's like, she's holding out the good stuff on you. I'm gonna give you the best thing that you could have. And,
on the planet.
Yeah. And it's cup o noodles, pretty much.
It's cup ramen.
Yeah. So, make some cup ramen, gives it to him. And
before that, we kind of get this moment of tension with Bulma. She's like, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
And he explains to Whis, like, this stuff is so good that Bulma has to eat it at least once a week.
At least, yeah. And he was like, okay. Gives it to him. Loves it. Like, legit loves it. So Vegeta won. He was like, I knew it, man. He's like, she took him to all these good places, but he didn't give him like the junk food, pretty much, like the actual good food, like the disgustingly addicting, terrible food that we all eat from time to time. Exactly. And Bulma's like, nobody's supposed to know that. That's my guilty pleasure.
And the next thing we see is Whis traveling back to Beerus' planet with Vegeta in tow, and Vegeta is carrying a gigantic sack of cup ramen.
Just cup ramen.
And it's funny because Whis is like, it's funny, Bulma was a little angrier than I thought she would be. And Whis is like, wait, not Whis, Vegeta's like, wait, you knew that she was holding that back? He goes, well, not exactly, but I had an idea.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, it's really nice of her to make you that fancy new uniform, which...
The gray suits you, Prince.
Yeah, we now have Vegeta's...
newest uniform. And it's actually nice. I like it better. I
like
wish he
it
would
a
have
lot.
kept it.
Spoilers.
What? No. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Vegeta has a new uniform, and it's really cool. And the reason Bulma made it for him was, I can't have you leaving the planet wearing those rags. Will be the laughingstock of the intergalactic community. And the episode ends with Whis and Vegeta pulling into the planet.
If you want to call that a planet, that's such a weird place.
Yeah, it's like a upside down
Pyramid
with a tree on top of it.
So, yeah, real weird place. I got nothing else to say about it. Like, it's just weird to me. It's not a planet. It's just a thing.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. It freaks me out for some reason. But yeah, that's it.
Yep, we're in Tree Town and end of the episode town.
Tree Town's one of my favorite towns, actually.
All right, so what rating would you give this episode?
I give it an 8.5, actually. I give it an 8.5. I like it. Not as much as last week, but I like it.
Yeah.
I don't really have any like real big complaints. I know you have. Honestly, for somebody who loves it more than last week, you have more complaints than I do.
Yeah.
What would you give it?
I give it an 8.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The more
You're always so high on it, and then we get to talking about it, and you're like, yeah, it really wasn't as good as I thought.
I talk about it, and I like replay it in my head, and I'm like, that bothered me, and that bothered me, and that bothered me, and that bothered me.
This podcast does destroy some of the episodes for me, because like we just talk about it and dissect it into a little piece where it's like, I can't possibly enjoy that now.
Yeah, it'd almost be better. I don't want to do this, but it would probably be better for us if we just gave a really rough overview of the episode instead of like trying to
nitpick everything,
every little scene. Which I know we don't hit every single scene. But
yeah, but we do enough to get all like the little bothersome things out there, and hopefully it ruins it for you guys too, because I don't want to be alone. I'm a lonely little boy.
Well, that's weird, but okay.
Hit me with a high.
I'm just gonna say both of our highs.
Go for it.
Goku punching Krillin in the face.
It's so good. It's by far the funniest thing that happened in this episode, and there were pretty funny parts in this episode.
Well, we'd been talking a couple weeks ago about how we were waiting for this scene.
I've been doing nothing but looking forward to this. Like, I know we're looking forward to the new content, but before that, there's that little piece there that I wanted to stop at and just really enjoy it and take it in.
His face caves in.
It looks like it's gonna explode, and I wish it would have. What if he just legit murdered Krillin?
Somebody out there could probably make that happen.
I'm sure. Go ahead and do that for us, guys. Post it to the Facebook page.
Yeah, hey,
anybody super talented with animation, go for it.
Latrell, can you do that for us? Thanks, man.
F it.
My low would be Vegeta screaming in the desert. Well, not the desert, but the wasteland. Yeah. He just blew up Piccolo's home.
Hey, man, he has plenty of homes. That guy goes wherever he wants.
I don't like it.
I'm sorry, man. It's just, that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What's your high?
My high? Well, yeah, you know the high, right. But, like, I gotta go second high, and, like, all the dialogue with Vegeta was really good this episode. Like,
you do not want to pass this up.
You've never seen Vegeta that animated besides when he was cooking the octopus on the ship. But like he gets real animated, and like you always just see him like brooding and blah, and it's nice to see him have some actual like feelings and emotions and actual highs rather than just being cut and dry the entire time.
If I can find them, what we'll do going forward, these little high lows, probably the highs would be easier to find on YouTube because people actually upload them.
Yeah.
We'll upload them in the comment section of the actual episode post.
Okay.
So you guys can go back to it and
that'd be nice.
Actually watch it. So I'll have to see if I can find the "you do not want to pass this up"
all right,
and the Krillin punch, and we'll put them in there.
All right, I'm into that. That sounds good. My low, that's a good question. Honestly, I don't know if I really have like a crazy low for the episode. Like, I understand the Vegeta thing bothering you, And I know it's not like good content and like there's no need for it. So I understand why that's your low. I guess that is the lowest part of the episode for sure. So I can't really think of anything else that would compete with that for a low.
Another high, Super Saiyan Farmer Goku.
Yeah, we already know that.
So
that's the new name of the podcast, remember?
Super Saiyan Farmer Goku, a Dragon Ball podcast.
Nope, just Super Saiyan Farmer Goku.
Super Saiyan Farmer Goku cast.
Ten Shinhan.
Super Saiyan Farmer cast.
That's not as good.
No, sounds good.
You tried.
Do you have anything else that you want to add to the episode?
To the episode? No, man. I think we covered pretty much everything I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Pretty overall solid episode, I guess.
All right, you ready to go ahead and get into the spoiler section then?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get into the spoiler section, guys. So if you do not want any spoilers, feel free to check out now. We'll see you guys next week to recap episode 17. I'm sure that'll be good. We're really getting into the arc here, I think.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually like 3 or 4 episodes of like filler, so I think this
next
might
week,
be the last one.
I think next week is Gohan and Vidal.
Yeah.
So we got a little more
fillerish stuff.
Yeah, transition episodes here.
There
but
it is,
yeah, we'll see you guys next week for episode 17 of the show. Like the show on Twitter and Facebook. Just search Universe 7 Podcast and you'll find us on either one of those. Subscribe to the show on iTunes. Leave us a review, please. We'd really, really appreciate that. And share the show with your friends. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk about our sponsor. Who's our sponsor this week, Mason?
Our sponsor is going to be Blue Apron.
Oh, God, I hate you.
It's the better version of that fresh shit box that he was talking about earlier. It's probably more expensive. Honestly, I can't give you any of the real details because I've never had it. But just for the sake of argument, I'm just going to say it's better than the other one that we talked about.
How much does it cost?
It costs under $10 a meal per person. I think honestly, I think the baseline is $60 for a month for a 2-person subscription.
You're cheating.
Why?
That's the Hello Fresh prices.
I'm pretty sure that's the Blue Apron ones as well, actually.
You don't know that.
If you guys look it up and prove Nick wrong, that'd be tight. Go ahead and leave that in the comments on Facebook as well. So yeah, this is the spoiler section brought to you by Blue Apron. Better than that one fresh box.
All right, and we're back for the spoiler section. Before we get into the episode recap, I want to actually say that iTunes review in full and not have to censor it. So
Sure.
we can kind of talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the 5-star review from John H5150. Thanks for leaving that review, John. You guys out there, leave us a review. It'd be great. But it says, I've loved all the episodes so far of the podcast. Keep up the great work. Can't wait until the English dub reaches the future Trunks saga. Neither can we.
Dude, we've been waiting. Trust me. We know.
I'm
we
probably
feel
more
it.
excited to reach that point than the Universe 6 arc.
The Universe 6 arc is just okay to me. Like, it's good, and it's a good new content, and we get some we get some new characters, and that's nice.
There's a lot of hate.
It's just short and rushed. I think the pacing's bad in it.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really liked it. So like every time I go on Reddit,
it was just goofy enough. Like the stakes weren't anything high, so it was just kind of like a goofy arc to like test powers pretty much, and we got some new characters thrown in, so that was cool. I don't really have a problem with it. It's definitely not the high of the series for me.
Yeah, but a lot of people, like when I look on Reddit, say like, oh, to people who are new watching Super or something like that,
yeah,
they'll say just get through the first 3 arcs and then it gets good.
But like
I would just say get through the first 2 and then
you
get
just
new
have new
stuff
content.
and it's good.
Like, yeah, there's nothing like really wrong with it to me. We get besides, I wouldn't have Frost. I don't like Frost. Like, we don't need another Frieza.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can complain about, really.
Don't make me talk about it because it's gonna make me not like it. I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, we're right there with you, John. We can't wait for that future Trunks arc. I think we're looking forward to that more than pretty much anything else.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dub-wise, at least. Xenoverse 2, I finally got around to playing that a couple days after we did our last episode 16 of the podcast. Mm-hmm. I really like it, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet.
There's no new story DLC, which is kind of a bummer. I think we're getting that with the next one.
Sure.
Because we're getting Vegeta Blue and probably merged to Zamasu.
Right.
and it looks like we're also getting Future Earth as a arena. So I'm hoping that we get, for the last DLC for Xenoverse 2, we'll be getting some parallel quests or stories
in those, then like
actual
those arcs. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'll be so much fun fighting like with
the black arc would be really tight.
So I think we'll probably get something along the lines of fighting with Trunks and probably just Trunks, if I had to guess.
More than likely.
Against Merge Zamasu, and that'll be fun. But yeah, I really like it. If you guys
disagree, let him know and tell him he's an idiot.
That's fair. And I play on Xbox, and Xbox is now supporting custom gamer picks. So rather than all the really crappy stock ones that Xbox gives you, you can upload your own as long as they're 1080 by 1080 in resolution. So my new gamer pick is Super Saiyan Blue Goku charging up his instant transmission Kamehameha.
Mine is a porcupine.
Yours sucks.
Sorry, man. Jeez.
All right. So, yeah, that's all I have for the front part here. I just wanted to actually say that review without censoring any of it.
Yeah.
And just talk a little Xenoverse. So,
all right.
Ready to go ahead and recap the episode?
Yeah, what did you think of it first before we get into it? I mean, overall, did you like it?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I liked it more than I disliked it, but there's a very specific problem I have with the episode.
Are we going to wait to get there?
Yep.
Okay. That's fair.
Ready?
I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was good.
Right.
Like, don't ask me, but that's fine. No.
Yeah, I knew you liked it. You've been waiting for this episode for a month. This could have been the worst episode ever, and you still would have found a way to love it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would just blindly love it for sure. But that's just me.
I mean, I can't blame you. I would have done the same thing for like a Goku episode or something like that. But yeah, that's why I didn't feel the need to ask you.
I give it a 10. No, I'm kidding.
All right, you got ready to get into the recap?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Okay, the title of this episode was Gohan and Piccolo, Teacher and Pupil Clash in Max Training.
That's what we get.
Yeah.
That's the episode.
Well,
they give it to us.
Here's my problem with this episode.
Go for it. Hit me.
This is the one episode where I feel like they could have gone without adding the side stuff in.
Yeah, it's like I wanted the whole thing to be that for sure.
Yeah, without, I think we got 18 and Krillin. Mm-hmm. Did we get anything else?
Let's check the show notes. Yeah, we get like the Bulma
Beerus and Whis.
Castle Court thing and
Kaba.
Yeah, we get Kaba too.
Like they crammed like 4 different things happening into this one episode, and this is probably the one. Like I bet you next week we're just getting Goku, Tien, and Master Roshi.
But like, why? Like those are the those are less important characters than like this development. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I didn't yet. So that's my big complaint with this episode.
I agree with that.
I could have gone with this entire episode just being Gohan and Krillin love fest. Gohan and Piccolo love fest.
And like the content we got with those two was really, really good.
Yeah.
So it is. Yeah, that's disappointing that it wasn't longer, because like that's the last time we're gonna see them train together, pretty much.
Hopefully not, but yeah, more than likely you're right.
So it was good for the 8 minutes we got of it.
Yeah. Well, we'll save that. But episode starts out. They're in the wilderness. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it grew back after Vegeta ruined it by screaming.
Yeah, I mean things grow back. It's all right. It's all right, man. We're past it. We're 88 episodes now. We're past it.
I'm not past it.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to get over it.
They're training, and they take a little. They stop to catch their breath, and Piccolo reveals that he already knows about the Tournament of Power
and the stakes.
Yep, and the fact that the universe is going to be erased.
Why is Goku doing this?
I don't have a problem with him telling Piccolo. I have no problem with him telling Piccolo.
But
I have a problem with him telling 17.
Yeah.
But I have no problem whatsoever with him telling Piccolo.
Yeah, I mean Piccolo is not gonna go blab to anybody. Like he knew the Trunks stuff too, so like we know that he can keep a secret. Trust him.
Yeah. But he knows about the tournament, and he also reveals that Goku came to visit him after the Zen exhibition match.
And he was pretty disappointed with how Gohan wasn't as strong as he could.
Yeah, he wasn't disappointed. He just noted the fact that
he could be much stronger.
Gohan had fun in the tournament and he did well, but considering how
his previous power.
Yeah, considering his original power, he should have done much better.
Mm-hmm.
And he asks Piccolo if he could train Gohan.
And he's like, yeah, I'll help him get his fighting sense back. Because, like, yeah, Gohan... Alright, so with this whole thing, Gohan doesn't need so much training. He just needs to activate pretty much his muscle memory of, like, what he used to be.
Yeah, because by the end of this episode, he's back to...
That's what I like to think about their, like, Gohan's power. Like, he can bounce back extremely fast. It's like I said, if you're not working on it, it's like muscle memory. You'll get back to that point extremely quickly if you actually work at it.
Yeah, it's just weird with him because...
I mean, even with the Z-Sword, when he was training with that, like, he was above his original strength pretty immediately in Dragon Ball Z. Like, yeah, the Elder Kai unlocked his potential, but he was stronger than he was when he was fighting Cell, when he was just training with the Z-Sword, because he was actually training again.
Yeah.
So, like, that's just always the way his character's been. He's got a ton of potential.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, by the end of this episode,
we get Ultimate Gohan back. He's got the bang, too.
All right. Ultimate Gohan or Potential Unleashed?
Don't care.
And the bang. What the hell?
What do you mean?
He gets it back when he transforms.
Yeah.
And then when he goes back to normal, it's just there.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
I don't know. Don't ask me. But I hate him when he doesn't have the bang. He looks ridiculous.
I do too, and I'm glad he has it back. But we'll get to there.
Continuity-wise, it doesn't make a lick of sense. Don't care. It's back. I'm not going to ask questions. Just don't make it go away again.
Blind love for this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Piccolo asks Goku, we're back to the top of the episode here.
Yeah.
If he has any sensu beans, and Goku's like, no, I don't have any right now. Mm-hmm. And Piccolo asks him to get 2 of them. And we flash back to the present where Gohan and Piccolo are fighting, and he reveals that he has the 2 sensu beans.
Take him at the very end.
Yeah, we're not going to take these until the very end. We're going to beat the crap out of each other, basically. Mm-hmm. And they go all out. Gohan turns into a Super Saiyan, and
Piccolo's like, you're strong, but, like, I haven't been slacking like you. So, like, we get some real good stuff with Piccolo kind of beating the hell out of Gohan.
Beating him up as a Super Saiyan 2 and beating him up in Ultimate form.
Yeah.
Which...
He drops his guard, and that's the reason why he ends up in the Ultimate form, is the reason why he ends up not winning that fight.
Which I'm glad they did that, because otherwise it would have been
it'd be like
posts.
Geez.
So you're saying Piccolo could have beaten Boo?
Yeah.
No, that's not happening.
Yeah, but like they do a really good job with giving us explanations as to why. Because like Piccolo's like, you drop your guard and that's your issue. You get too drunk on power, and then like even with Majin Buu, like you got drunk on power and it allowed you to be absorbed.
And they didn't show it in the episode, but it happened with Cell too.
Yeah. So like he gets this new power and then he just lets his guard down. And he's like, yeah, you get that from your dad. And I'm going to train you to not do that. Because if you do that in this tournament, you're not going to win.
Yeah, and the part of the problem, too, which Piccolo explains during training, is that Gohan is too worried about everybody else. Mm-hmm. And that's going to make him desperate, and it's going to make him stupid.
Yeah, he's just going to fight wildly, which wouldn't work in a tournament like this. He needs to keep his head on his shoulders and his wits about him.
And we've seen that over the last 5 or 6 episodes is all Gohan is thinking about. He's taking this really seriously, and all he's thinking about is protecting everyone.
Right. But he has to start looking at it not for the fate of the universe, but like an actual martial arts tournament.
Yep. And that's why it showed us a couple weeks ago. That's why Krillin was able to beat him.
Mm-hmm, because Krillin understands the inner workings of a martial arts tournament.
An actual battle, where Gohan is always just... like you
It's
said,
always been raw power. Mm-hmm. Always. Like he doesn't have experience when it comes to actual tactical fighting.
Right. So Gohan and Piccolo are training, and from there we jump to a quick scene at Kabza Corporation where all we find out is that Vegeta's really good at changing diapers.
And that Beerus are extremely scared of Bulma.
Yeah.
How is it that woman has every person wrapped around her finger? It is insane. Beerus is terrified of Bulma.
I don't think he said she's terrified. I just think he doesn't feel like being annoyed. And he knows that her screaming at him is going to be the most annoying thing on the planet.
But, like, he can't do anything to her. Like, he wouldn't. So,
Well,
she's the most powerful person in the universe.
Right now, probably.
She is.
Whis and Beerus are trying to figure whether or not... Well, Beerus is wondering if he should just break it to them that the universe is going to be erased if they lose this tournament. And Whis is the one who, like you said... Like, are you sure you want to say that? And then we kind of get this quick scene of Bulma screaming at them. How could you let this happen? Well, Goku went and did it on his own. And you didn't stop him? You're such a stupid, pathetic excuse for a god, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it turns out we flash back out of that
little, like, imagination.
And Whis is impersonating Bulma. It's pretty funny.
It was just, like, right in his ear. He's like, all right, I get it. I don't want to do that. It sounds awful. So, safe on that aspect. But... eventually they'll figure it out, and he'll get that from Bulma eventually. So
eventually, yeah. So from there we jump to Krillin's house. We're just gonna go ahead and get all these scenes out of the way, and then we'll jump back to Piccolo and Gohan.
That's fine.
So we go to 18 and Krillin's. They're sparring while their neighbors are watching. They think it's domestic violence.
Yeah, like they're beating the hell out of each other,
and they're really kind of disturbed
in front of their child.
That Marin is cheering on her mom while this fight's happening.
Yeah,
it's a good thing she was cheering on her mom and not her dad. Like, yeah,
go Daddy, beat the hell out of Mom.
Yeah,
horrifying.
Which doesn't happen because
Krillin. We all know 18's way stronger than Krillin,
and she's got the tracksuit now.
Yeah, the tracksuit's tight.
Yeah,
and she
wins.
Yeah, she wins. Who would have saw it coming?
Yeah, Krillin even like, hey, hold back a little bit, and he's like, no, that's you're telling 10 million zennies, not mine.
Yeah.
Which
classic 18. That woman loves money.
Let's see what happens when she finds out it's not a thing.
Yeah, well, she'll get her money.
Somehow she'll get it.
Yeah. I'm sure Mr. Satan will give it to her.
From there, we jump to Universe 6, and can I just say I called it?
You did call it. Good job, man.
Called it. Cabba's flying in a spaceship, which is something we don't see any of our Saiyans do. I mean, Vegeta does a little bit to train.
Yeah,
but like just to travel,
like these other universes seem so much more connected to each other. Like you have a lot of people, like Universe 11, you had all those like people going to one planet from a spaceship. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it seems like planets actually have connections, and like Earth in Universe 7 is just on its own, and without the Saiyans or whoever coming there, they would never know what the hell's out there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and like. I know I just said that we don't see Saiyans traveling like that. Mm-hmm. The reason we don't is because Goku can just use instant transmission to go wherever. But, I mean, Vegeta, Gohan has no need to. So I guess they could. They just don't.
Yeah.
But Cabba's flying to...
His old
master Renzo-san.
Yeah.
And he knocks on the door and Renzo
falls
because he's got a bum leg, basically. He lets Cabba in. Apparently, the legend of the Super Saiyan is now spreading across Universe 6. Because Renzo's heard about this power and asked Cabba to transform, and he does. Mm-hmm. And I was hoping he would explain how he got it, and we'd get him talking about Vegeta and like my master.
Or in just like some sort of endearing way. Yeah, and be like, yeah, this is how it happened.
We didn't get that. He just transformed. He's like, wow, you really are formidable now. Transforms back to normal, and then Cabba explains the stakes of the tournament, asks Renzo to compete.
He's like, I'm way past my prime, man.
I can't do it. My leg's not good. And Cabba's like, yeah, but it's not going to be all power. It's a battle royale. We need your mind. He goes, no. I'm not going to do you guys any good. Take my sister, cauliflower. It's basically cauliflower. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's cauliflower.
Yes.
And Cabba's like, really? We don't really get along.
We don't really go well together.
Yeah, we don't go well together, which I don't know if that means like there's something there between them, or there was, or
like she's just like a loose cannon or a wild
card.
Which
it seems like.
From the scene we get, it seems a little menacing. We get a quick scene
of her, and she looks like a barbarian, like eating meat.
Yeah.
With a bunch of people surrounding her while she's on a throne. She's nothing like the timid Saiyan that we see in the intro.
We're sure it's the same person?
Yes, we're sure it's the same person.
Yeah.
She looks nothing like her.
Yeah, what is that about?
I don't know.
Wonder why.
They look like polar opposites.
Yeah, that woman's terrifying.
But Renzo-san explains
She seems like a savage.
Her potential is even higher than his.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like we're getting her on the team, and she's from Universe 6, which I called a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Go me. And there we go. That's
done. We're back to the...
That's all the side stories that we get for this episode.
Back to the good parts.
Go ahead.
Give me one sec. So
Piccolo and Gohan are fighting each other still.
Yeah.
And Piccolo, it's funny because we just watched Gohan just get his crap rocked for the last 10 minutes, and it turns out that was just a warm up.
Yeah.
And Piccolo tells Gohan, "Go ahead and let's." Tells him to bring it on, and Gohan powers up a new Super Saiyan 2.
It was pretty tight.
It looked cool.
Yeah. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's such a cool form.
Yeah.
And yeah, you still can't touch Piccolo. Like nothing.
Yeah, well, he tells him, he's like, even though you're powerful, you have a weakness. And I'm going to show you that weakness. And Piccolo is still beating the crap out of Gohan. And Gohan, he was like, when did you get so strong? Like he said earlier.
Yeah,
Piccolo's like, oh, well, you were studying and researching. I wasn't just sitting around.
Yeah, like he was working hard. He got powerful. Like if he would have, honestly, he would have beat Frost if he would have hit him with that special beam cannon.
Yeah.
He would have killed that guy.
Gohan's stronger than, not Gohan, Piccolo's as strong as a Super Saiyan 2 now.
That's pretty amazing.
Which, I know power scaling is something we kind of complain about here on the show, but...
It's very realistic.
I would very much believe that Piccolo now could take Cell back then.
I agree.
So, but yeah, that happened. That comment from Gohan came because Piccolo used his stretchy arms to put him in a chokehold, basically.
Yeah.
And he choked the Super Saiyan out of him.
Hooray.
Like, he even told him, he was like, this is a fight to the death, basically.
Yeah, this is serious. Like, we have to make this serious, otherwise you're not going to take it serious. Just like when he trained him before, when he was a little kid. He had to get it through his head that I'm not your dad. We're going to train, and we're going to do it the right way. I'm not going to be easy on you. So, and it works. I mean, Piccolo's the only person that would have brought that out of him.
Yeah, and it's funny because he chokes him out to the point where he has to use a ki blast to, like, resuscitate him.
Oh, yeah. I love how they're doing that, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
we watch Goku come back to life from...
Yeah.
Piccolo kind of used one against Gohan in the Resurrection F movie.
Yeah.
When Frieza knocked the Super Saiyan out of him there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're getting some cool stuff.
I think that's cool. Like, I'm shocked that they didn't do that in Z because it's a really cool concept.
It is a cool concept, and I'm glad that they're
being innovative.
They're not just relying on the stuff in Z that worked. They're trying to, and for better or worse, they're trying new things. Some of it works, some of it doesn't.
Whatever, it's trial and error, though. I like it.
Yeah,
like,
this is something that's been working, and they keep bringing it back, which I like.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that happens, Piccolo tells Gohan, your weakness is that you drop your guard, like we talked about at the beginning of the spoiler section here. At key moments, even you're so powerful, but you drop your guard, just like your dad.
And pretty much just because of arrogance.
Yeah, he tells, don't be arrogant, you're not going to win the tournament this way. And Gohan's like, it hardens him to hear this, and he gets ready to go again. He powers up to Super Saiyan 2, and Piccolo's like, that's not your full... Super Saiyan isn't your full power, right?
Yeah, like, you have something... Yeah, we all know you have something beyond this.
You get your moment.
And he comes, man. He comes. No, he does it, man. It's kind of like a weird transformation. I don't like... It's kind of weird seeing him go from Super Saiyan to, like...
Black
hair. And it's... Because it's just so ass backwards from what we're used to. Because when we saw him unlock his ultimate power in the first place, he just stayed that form. He wasn't a Super Saiyan first.
Yeah, like, Shin just told him to
do what you
turn into a Super Saiyan, and when he does, his hair's black, and he's just super powerful.
So we didn't get that where he had like turned from a Super Saiyan into black hair. Like, we're just so used to seeing it the opposite way. It was just weird.
Yeah,
but
they didn't do anything wrong.
No, not at all.
If he would have been in base form, the transformation would have looked like that because he was already a Super Saiyan. That's how it looked.
Yeah, but yeah, we get the flash in, and his hair turns black, and he's in his ultimate form,
his
man.
bang comes down.
And it's great. And I'm pumped because he looks like such a damn nerd the other way. And it's a nightmare. But
you just think about it. Just like a couple episodes ago, he was like rail thin with wide-rimmed glasses.
And now he's jacked. And the bang's back and there's no glasses, hopefully, ever again. But
So then the real training's on. Piccolo clones himself a bunch, and they all attack Gohan, and he goes to work.
he actually gets Piccolo a pretty good shot, and all those clones disappear, and he's like, oh, damn. And he cuts off his arm, actually.
Yeah, he's taking out all the clones, and then one of them's attacking him from like behind, and Gohan hits him and knocks half of his arm off. And it turns out the one he did that to was the real Piccolo.
Yeah, and he's like, oh man, I'm sorry. And he's like, you're alright? And then as he's letting his guard down again, the chopped off arm like comes behind him and shoots a ki blast, and it pretty much knocks him out.
Great callback to the Buu saga.
Yeah.
When
his little like
his antenna was behind him and crept up on him. The same exact thing happened with Piccolo's arm.
So he's just like he's like, you just have to understand, like, you can't be doing this. Like, you have to learn how to stop doing this. Yeah,
the fight's not over until it's over.
Exactly. So it was a really cool scene. Like, they did it as well as they could. Like, I don't think they did anything wrong in this entire scene.
I don't think they did either. I would, like I said, I would have just really liked it if the entire episode was stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like, even like this next scene where they're just at a campfire cooking and hanging out. I wish we would have gotten a couple of those.
Yeah, for sure. Just because, all concentrated on them.
Because by the time we get to the end of this episode, there's only 9.5 hours until the tournament.
Yeah.
So a lot of time passed, and we
didn't. And it kind of like went out the window. We didn't get any explanation as to why or like what happened.
Yeah.
Because the last we heard it was like 36 hours or something.
As far as we know, there was only one day of them training, really.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2 tops.
Right.
But
that's close.
Well, I would say 2 tops, but there was 48 hours until the tournament, so
right.
I guess that's not as big an oversight as I thought it was.
Sure.
But yeah, we get a cool scene where they're camping out, cooking dinner. They chopped off a dinosaur tail.
And he gets sad. And he's like, oh, my tail. And then he runs
17 away. Would have been really disappointed in them.
Hey, people gotta eat, man. Actually, Piccolo doesn't eat.
Gohan does.
Yeah.
Gohan. You don't need to eat that much food. Come on, man.
It's a whole dinosaur tail, man. Come on.
Yeah, they're hanging out. It's kind of like the old days. And Gohan thanks Piccolo. And Piccolo's like, no.
We're not nearly done.
You have your old strength back.
But you can go beyond that.
He even says, like, much farther beyond that. And he asks him, don't you want to see just how strong you can become? And Gohan's like, yeah, I guess I do.
And yeah, Gohan's fighting spirit is coming back. Like, you see him, he's almost like thirsty for battle again. Honestly, like when we were watching the exhibition match, he's like, I guess I really do have Saiyan blood because I'm getting really excited for this match.
Yeah. Well, I'm holding my judgment until we see him and his dad spar.
Yeah.
A couple weeks away, but we'll get there.
Eventually.
And that's basically the end of the episode. The last thing that happens before we
get
jump here. Well, before that we get... I'm not even going to really talk about that.
That's fine.
Gohan suggests to Piccolo that they come up with some double team combo moves, which is cool.
That'll be cool.
So now
I want to double Masenko.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
It'll probably be like some sort of like Piccolo shoots his arms out and Gohan shoots a Masenko, or...
I hope so.
It'll be cool. And yeah, we get a quick scene of comedic relief, I guess. Not that we needed it at this moment.
It was just bleh.
Yamcha's still planning on what he's going to do.
He's like, man, it's been a while. Like, when are they going to ask me? And like, he's
being stupid. And that's
he's being real self-centered.
They ended it like Looney Tunes. The little circle coming in around Yamcha and everything. So that's the end of the episode.
Just accenting how much of a joke he is.
Pretty much. He's sadly become
the butt of Dragon Ball Z.
Yep. And they know it.
He knows it.
He knows it. We all know it. So, what would you rate this episode?
It was slightly it would be like an 8.59. Like, it was slightly disappointing just because of what you said, but like I can't give it lower than that because of the content we did get with them was superb.
Well, we got what you were wanting. Watching the intro, we talked about that probably about a month ago now.
Mm-hmm. Thank God, because they just did it right. Like, I don't have a complaint about any of the Piccolo Gohan scenes. I don't. I can't pick apart one thing that I didn't like about it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have really any complaints either. I would give it a 8.5. If they removed all that other stuff, I would have probably given it a 9.5.
Yeah.
Close to a 10, but I'm trying not to
throw out too many tens.
Yeah. I think I've already given one too many, so.
I agree.
What was your high for the episode?
My high, believe it or not, was like my biggest high was Super Saiyan 2 Gohan over Ultimate. I think it's such a cool form, just Super Saiyan 2 in general. I just like the way it looks.
But it doesn't look any different than his regular form.
I like the lightning. I think it's tight. And it makes me reminisce about the Cell days when Gohan was great. Sorry, man. It hits me in the heart.
Gets you in the feels, I get it. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, on top of that, like just the entire interaction between Gohan and Piccolo, is a high for me. Like that's why this episode is rated so high.
Piccolo's not his father.
It's not. No, he's not. But like he's a guy and he trains him.
Yeah. Is he a guy?
Well, I guess he doesn't have a penis, so who knows?
So what's your low?
My low. Everything, like you said, everything else. I mean, I didn't mind the Krillin. Like, I didn't mind any of the other content. Like, it was okay to get it. It just would have been better in other episodes.
Yeah.
Yamcha, that I didn't need. I don't care about it.
Yamcha's worse than Pilaf.
Yeah, he's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. So yeah, that'd probably be my low. Like, I don't know, I just don't care about it. Like, at the end of the episode, I'm just like, all right, I get it. Like, he's a joke. So stop talking about him.
All right, my high would probably be Ultimate Gohan.
Yeah.
My low, man, what would my low be? I don't really...
Not getting the flashback from Kava, probably. If they were going to do that scene, they didn't do it right.
I guess that didn't really bother me. It was just something I hoped for and didn't get.
Yeah.
I don't really have a low because everything you talked about I didn't like, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip my low.
Fair enough.
Yeah. 9.5 hours until the Tournament of Power.
Almost I can't wait. I want it to start. Like, I like all this extra stuff and it's really cool, but I want to see the damn thing, It's so much build up. We've had so much build up.
We're not starting the tournament until June at least.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have Tenshinhan and
Roshi
next week.
And
I think the week after that is Goku and Gohan.
Yeah.
And then we get a couple more episodes.
It'll probably just be like the before.
Yeah, the final build up to the tournament.
And like actually getting there. And then after that, we'll actually start it. So, I don't know. It'll be, like you said, it'll be a month for sure.
Yeah, well, don't forget about the episode where they're all upset at Goku and then explaining their rules. And
yeah.
It'll be a while, but you know what?
We're enjoying it. Like,
it's been good. We're 11 episodes into this arc already. 11.
That's what I'm saying. This arc is going to be like 30 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome because like we haven't had a long arc, really. An actual long arc. What? Black was
pretty long.
It was 20.
Yeah.
Like 30 though? That's 10 more episodes. That's insane.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
I got really high hopes for all this.
Me too, man. So hopefully it doesn't fall flat. I don't think it could at this point just because of how well they're executing this other stuff. I don't see how they're going to fail when it actually comes down to the real thing.
Watch, we get all this build up and then the tournament itself just sucks.
Or just it's over in like two episodes. Yeah, that'd be a nightmare.
We get like actually 48 minutes of episode time to match the time in the tournament.
And then the series ends.
Yep.
It was nice, guys. Good job.
Good run, guys. We're not going to tell you which universe got destroyed.
Yeah, we're just gonna close up shop.
Yeah, so that's all I have for the sub episode. I really don't have anything to add.
I don't either.
I think it was everything we thought it would be. I wish we had gotten more of it.
I agree. Hopefully, I would like to see some more of Gohan and Piccolo. So I hope they do actually do some stuff together in the tournament.
So they will. Well, we got that's a whole point of
bringing it up.
Yeah, bringing that up. So, you have anything else you want to add?
That's it, man.
Ready to get out of here?
I'm ready.
Okay. Thanks you so much for listening, guys. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. Like the show on Facebook, Twitter. Just search Universe 7 Podcast. You'll find us that way. The logo's the same all across the board. So, get us to 100 likes.
Please, just one more. We need one more.
One more. One of you guys just take 5 minutes out and do that for us.
That's all we need.
Hey, thanks. Subscribe to the show on iTunes, TuneIn, Google Play, anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're there. So subscribe to the show, leave us a review on whatever platform you're using. We'll be back next week to recap episodes 17 and 89 of Dragon Ball Super. So we'll see you guys next week. I'm Nick.
I'm Mason.
Have an awesome week. Stay safe, and until next time.
Adios.
This podcast is a Hernandez media production. This episode was produced by me, Nick Hernandez. Any sound clips or music belong to their respective copyright holders. Thanks again to all you listeners out there. We couldn't do any of this without you, and you keep us excited to come back and record every week. We hope you have a great week. Take care, and as always, thanks for listening.
Trouble on my left, trouble on my right. I've been facing trouble almost